Tonight on News 5 Live, a Belizean is gunned down in Cancun, but was he the only one? No trace found of a plane crash at sea. Was it fake news? The UDP calls for BTL chair to resign, and will Belizean farmers be able to match last year's success? Details of these stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
It's a fact that with Smart, you get truly unlimited everything. Only with Smart, you get unlimited data anytime, while with the other guy, it's only double data on weekends. With unlimited data every day with Smart, there's no need to wait. So, it's a fact that our unlimited plans beat the competition. Stop being measured and told when to use your data and get unlimited talk, text, and data. Experience the true unlimited plans with Smart. That's a fact. Make the switch and live smart.
Nestle. Start healthy, stay healthy.
Whether it's back to the classroom or back on the tablets, the new school year is almost here. We know you missed seeing the children take center stage in 2020. But now, Summerfest is back, pandemic style. Join us on August 27th for a virtual celebration of our talented Belizean children. We'll bring you all the family fun and entertainment right in the comfort of your home. Don't worry, we'll still have fantastic giveaways throughout the live show. All you have to do is follow us on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ. Our annual Kids Talent Show starts at 6:30 a.m. live on 5 and streamed on Facebook and YouTube. Start your school year right with Summerfest 2021.
On May 6, 2018, I suffered a hemorrhagic stroke, which is bleeding on the brain. When it happened, I went straight into a coma straight away. I flew out via air ambulance to Galenia Hospital. A week or two after waking up out the coma, I started doing therapy. They had me do therapy straight away, and I'm grateful for that because that is what made me start moving and walking again, and I got back to being normal. When I went back, I did a new CT scan, and the CT scan results showed no blood, no clot, no fluid on the brain, so I didn't require the surgery again. But I had 24-hour nurse service by my side to make sure that everything is okay with me. After I came back to Belize, they still reached out to me, asking me if everything is fine and how I'm doing, and making sure that if I have any issues, I can always go back, and I just keep contact with them. And I'm very grateful to all the doctors and nurses at Galenia for their hard work and dedication. They're the ones that have me here today.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Wednesday, August 25th. I am Sabrina Daly. This afternoon, News 5 spoke with Belize's ambassador to Mexico, Oscar Arnold, about the fatal shooting near Cancun on Monday. Arnold says that official details from Mexican authorities have not confirmed the identity of the victim. But here in Belize, the news spread as condolences were offered to a family in Corozal, who were reporting their loved one had been killed in neighboring Mexico. He is Osmond Melendez of San Andres Village. Ambassador Arnold confirmed to News 5 that a meeting was held at the border with Melendez's family today.
Our consul in Chetumal has been contacted by a family in Corozal, and he's having a meeting with those individuals at the border later today, that they will present some documentation and some photos so that we can pass on to the fiscal in that area, the police in that area, so that they can try to confirm and say for sure that this is the same individual that they have there in their morgue.
What information do you guys have so far about this other incident that happened on Monday?
The incident happened at 9/11. The individual was shot and killed. The exact circumstances for that incident, the official report has not been sent to us. Through our consul in Chetumal, he has been able to confirm that yes, the person is of Creole descent. And I am also aware that there's been some Facebook posts back home of a family in Corozal who are saying that this individual is their relative, and that yes, he was killed in that municipality.
In this incident on Monday, though, it has not been ascertained whether it was a shootout with police or what.
No, this second incident was a shootout with security forces, and the first incident, like I said, we have not gotten the full details on that. Even though everything is adding up to say that it is a certain individual, I want to say at this point in time that until we receive the documentation from the family and that our consul pass that on to the police in Cancun, and for them to match either identifying marks or photographs and so on, then they will confirm, and that they will confirm in writing that yes, this is the individual. From there, plans will be made to see when the body can be transported to the border and given and handed over to the family. But there are some procedures that need to take place prior to this.
From what the ambassador says, there may have been another Belizean death on Tuesday night, also at the entrance to Cancun. In our exclusive interview with the ambassador Oscar Arnold, he confirmed that there was a shootout between law enforcement and gunmen. One person was mortally wounded, 2 were injured, and 2 others have been detained. The deceased is described only as being of dark complexion, but his nationality has not been confirmed. Ambassador Arnold shared what he knows at this point.
We are aware that there was an incident in Cancun last night that resulted in 2 individuals being captured, 2 individuals being shot, and 1 other individual that was also shot and died at the scene. For that incident, we have not received anything official. The police in Cancun are saying that they believe the person to be a Belizean, but they have not been able to confirm that. We have not been able to confirm that as well. We have not been contacted by any family member from Belize stating that they believe that their family member was killed in that incident. We are following the information closely. We are in contact with the authorities in that municipality. And as soon as we have something official, then we'll be able to share it with, obviously, first the family back home, and then make an official statement as to what transpired in that incident.
Commissioner of Police Chester Williams also confirmed that a Belizean national was indeed shot and killed in Mexico on Tuesday night. While he did not go into much detail, the Compol alluded to what appears to be a drug deal gone bad.
We have gotten that information as well, and from what we have been made to understand that it might have been some drug-related issue. We will still await to see when we get official word from our Mexican counterparts, and normally we get that through the diplomatic means. And so I believe that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Belize have been contacted by our counterparts in Mexico, giving whatever information that needs to be obtained, informing the family and these sort of things. So officially we have not received anything from the Mexican government, no.
Earlier today, there was talk about a suspected drug plane plunging into the waters near St. George's Key on Tuesday evening. In fact, a breaking news item was published online regarding the so-called incident. When we followed up on the story this morning, Commissioner of Police Chester Williams informed that a team from the Belize Coast Guard had been dispatched to an area between St. George's Key and Turniff Atoll. The location is being combed for the vestiges of an aircraft, but so far nothing has turned up. According to the Compol, there was no information shared with the Joint Intelligence Operations Center of an incoming flight that originated from South America.
I know that yesterday evening there were rumors going around that a plane may have landed in the St. George's Key or Turniff area. The Coast Guard have checked that area extensively and came up with nothing. I know this morning I went again to Turniff area to see if in fact that is so. And so far there is nothing. Let me say that we normally operate through JAC, who would get information as it relates to any incoming suspected aircraft in our area, and we did not get any yesterday. And so I am not going to speculate at this time. We have no credible information to confirm or deny that information. So at this time, I will say we're going to wait to see if in fact that is so.
A state of emergency encompassing 10 hotspots in Belize City is nearing the end of its first week. As many as 40 individuals are on lockdown at the Belize Central Prison, believed to be affiliated with various gangs that have been feuding with each other over the past 2 months. According to the Commissioner of Police, the operation that was conducted in the pre-dawn hours of August 19th targeted known gang members on the south side. While other individuals were spared in the dragnet, the Commissioner of Police said today the scope of the SOE can include other well-known street figures should they revert to crime and violence during this period.
The state of emergency was not a cast net activity, but rather one that would be targeted. And so, as the Minister has said to me, that while yes, we support doing it, that we must ensure that it is done based on intelligence. And so what we did was to get a list of those persons on whom we have credible information that they are involved, and only those persons are being targeted. Those other persons who are out there and are doing their best to hold it down, we continue to allow them to be out on the streets and live their lives the way they currently are. But they must be reminded that the area is also declared. And so if in the event they decide to do any nonsense, then we will simply move at them with the SOE. But so far we have a total of 40 persons in detention. There are still a few persons that we're looking for, and the officers remain actively on the streets across the country pursuing those other individuals who are on the list.
In defending government's decision to proceed with a state of emergency, Home Affairs Minister Karim Musa says that it is the last resort, considering all previous efforts to bring the warring factions to a ceasefire. Ironically, SOEs were criticized by Musa when his party was in opposition a year ago.
How would you respond to the criticism that while in opposition you scoffed at the notion of a state of emergency, and given the increase in crime and violence and gang-related incidents in Belize City, you're forced to have to resort to that very measure?
It's not a matter of being forced, Isani. What we have to understand when we look at human rights is that there is a basic right to life that we have to observe. Even as human rights advocates, we see where the trend was going, the pattern, young men of killing one another, and it really is a domino effect because the retaliation that is taking place as a result of one single murder, it then amounts to about 10 in 2 weeks. And so really we thought that it was necessary to hit the pause button. Like I said, reluctantly so. We don't want to have to resort to this, but we have to at this time because we saw in May where I think there were 10 murders that were gang related, and early on in August again we had about 4 or 5. And so we need to have these young men sit down so that we can all discuss, we can have intervention teams, counselors go in to try to sort out the differences with these young men, because this is not something, like I said, that any government would want to do, but at the same time we have to protect our law-abiding citizenry.
Coming up, the UDP calls for BTL's chairman to step down. And despite social gathering rules, the Ministry of Health grants permission for a wedding at a Belize City hotel. Stay with us.
The impacts of COVID-19, and I don't want to experience that again. That is why I took proactive steps to protect myself, my family, my fellow co-workers, visitors, and tourists.
I love seeing my guests happy, and my job is to give them a safe tour. By getting vaccinated, I achieve both these things.
By being vaccinated, I am doing my part to help.
Together, we can build our tourism industry by getting vaccinated. We encourage all tourism workers to get vaccinated so that tourists can continue to choose Belize as their destination of choice. The recovery of our tourism industry depends on you. Get vaxxed.
The hurricane season is here. Are you prepared? Get the essentials you need to stay safe this hurricane season, such as plywood, tarp and rope, first aid kit, rubber boots, raincoats and rain ponchos, generator, portable radio and batteries, flashlight and kerosene lanterns. Weather the storm with these products and more from Benny's. Quality and savings.
Great Belize Productions Channel 5, proud winner of 5 Caribbean Media Awards for 2019 and 2020. Best Television News Item, Best Responsible Coverage of Children's Issues, Best Health Education Journalism, Best Television Commercial Spot, and the People's Choice Award, with special mention by the jury in the Best Television News Item category.
Last month, my father passed away due to COVID-19. My father was not vaccinated. He was not. To be truthful, the things he would have said would be the things that we're hearing around town. But there were also some of the other things, you know, some of the other myths that really I was trying to tell him, no, Daddy, you need to get your vaccine. But I couldn't convince him in time.
I think what they're doing is a disservice to this country. In my mind, what they're doing is creating fear among people when they should be spreading a message of hope. What I hear them say has no basis, no scientific basis for the assertions they're making. And more than anything else, there's no legal basis for their assertion.
Would he have gotten that vaccine, he would still be here cracking his jokes and being his fun, crazy self, and we really miss him.
Imagine going through your entire day without the burden and risk of carrying cash on you. Belize's shift to digital wallets has begun with eCash. We can now skip the cash when collecting money or paying for our essentials, all while using a fast, easy, and secure platform. Simply add funds to your wallet via bank transfer or at an agent, and you're good to go. You will be able to make quick, easy payments simply by scanning QR codes. And best of all, it all happens just like that. Payments are as easy as clicking a link online or scanning a QR code. Download the eCash app from the Google Play and Apple App Store today and take your first step into a cashless lifestyle. The future is here with eCash. For more information, visit www.e-cash.com or contact us via WhatsApp at 613-0257 to find out more.
Bundle the fastest, most reliable, unlimited broadband in Belize with your prepaid or postpaid mobile plan or Netflix. You can bundle your broadband with your prepaid and enjoy 50% off all national calls, plus get SMS and data. Paid plans? Then bundle with any speed and pay only $25 extra monthly to enjoy unlimited smart-to-smart calls, plus 500 minutes, plus 6,300 megabytes of data. Stream unlimited HD movies and TV shows with our broadband, plus the Netflix add-on for only $30 monthly, and enjoy streaming on your laptop, TV, phone, or tablet. Visit a smart showroom near you to sign up or upgrade to the bundle that's right for you. Smart, bringing people together.
Leader of the United Democratic Party, Patrick Faber, is calling for Chairman Lizarraga to resign from his post as BTL. Faber accuses Lizarraga of walking back on his commitment to integrity and good governance.
I want to point out that we find very disturbing the comments of the chairman of the board of directors of BTL, Mr. Mark Lizarraga, who in his television appearances yesterday basically said that competition is healthy and it is because BTL is not up to the competition that they have been losing business to the competition Smart SpeedNet. We find that to be unacceptable, and we find that the chairman is now not living up to what he on many occasions before professed that he would live up to. And certainly we make the call this afternoon for his resignation as chairman of the board of BTL, if that is his position that he has outlined indeed.
And in the continuing controversy over government communication contracts, official government documents obtained by News 5 today reveal that Smart did indeed offer the least expensive proposal for its software subscription. The document lists Smart as an authorized reseller of Microsoft Office 365 products and shows Smart submitted a one-year subscription proposal to GOB for approximately $3.3 million. Two additional authorized resellers, Belize Telemedia Limited and Innova Solutions, also submitted bids. BTL's proposal was valued at $3.4 million, with recommendations from a bid committee headed by CETO representatives. The Ministry of Finance then approved Smart's proposal. In a press conference on Tuesday, BTL Chairman Mark Lizarraga confirmed Smart won the bidding.
I know of one instance of, I think it was the software licenses that went out to contract, no?
The Microsoft 365?
Right,
Yeah.
okay. There was a bid that was put out, which we lost. The other company, unfortunately, came in cheaper than us. We had margins, I'm not afraid, I think we had margins of about 10%. And the other company, we're told, won the contract because they bid less than us.
So let me ask this. If BTL loses all of government's contracts that it currently has, will it remain viable?
Government is our largest customer. So that question is something that we would have to seriously look at, Marisol. But I can assure you that we do not intend to sit by on our laurels and watch government business be eroded.
In a release today, the government of Belize characterized the bidding process as, quote, open, transparent, and fair, unquote. GOB says there was not and could not have been anything described as interference, since all three bids were password protected. Despite the disclosure on the bidding process and Smart winning with the lowest bid, the UDP is demanding that government rescind the contract and for Smart to issue a refund.
I am told that the contract is still not yet signed, although a payment, I think somebody sent me the actual check number which I can share with you later on, for the sum of that $3.3, almost $3.4 million, seemingly favorite figure of the PUP administration to give away, almost $3.34 million to Smart SpeedNet. This speaks to great irregularity on the part of the government. We're told that Smart SpeedNet is experiencing tremendous cash flow problems at this time. But it must be very suspicious that a check can be cut and money sent to Smart even before an official contract detailing and outlining what is to be supplied is provided.
News 5 reached out to government sources this evening who confirmed that the Microsoft contract between Smart and the government is yet to be signed. However, the payments were made prior to signing of the contract to avoid the Microsoft license expiring. We are told that there was no grace period on the license after it lapsed. The Statistical Institute of Belize is reporting that Belize's economy is bouncing back. After a record low second quarter in 2020, GDP for 2021's second quarter has seen a 22% increase. The figures reported are not back to pre-COVID numbers, as SIB is unable to say at this time whether this growth will continue into the next quarter.
The GDP for the country of Belize was valued at $711.4 million. This is an increase of $129.6 million, or 22.3% when compared to the second quarter of 2020. We see that the second quarter estimate for 2021 has a significant increase in the growth rate, that of 22.3%. However, as we can also note, the year 2020 was a very odd year, as we all know. That was when the pandemic hit, and thus economic progression went on a downward turn globally. And thus now we can see that from the information that this is presenting to us that the GDP is now recovering to some sort of normality, but however, it's still not at the levels of pre-pandemic years.
last year, and especially the second quarter, was probably the worst second quarter on record in terms of GDP. So it just stands to reason that as we recover, and I think it's a pandemic, so conditions are not what they were pre-pandemic. So even that comparison to say 2019, 2018, it's kind of perhaps not the best comparison because, circumstances are not yet what they were at that time.
On the other hand, prices for goods and services have actually seen an increase over the last 7 months when compared to the same time period last year. Belizeans are paying more for transportation, food, housing, and personal care, according to SIB.
The cumulative inflation rate for the first 7 months of the year 2021, when compared to the same period in 2020, stood at 2.2%. This means that overall, the average cost of regular purchased goods and services increased by 2.2% for the period. Looking at the cumulative inflation rate at the municipality level, it is clearly seen that the twin town of San Ignacio and Santa Elena experienced the highest cumulative increase in consumer prices. With a cumulative inflation rate of 2.6%, consumers in this twin town saw a greater than average increase in food, surgery fees, and personal care products.
On external trade, imports are up by nearly 50%, while exports are up by 12%. Here's the details on those numbers.
For the period January to July of 2021, Belize's imports were valued at $1.1 billion. This was a significant 22.8% growth, or an increase of $208.4 million when compared to imports of January to July of 2020. As the months of April to July of last year saw COVID-19 restrictions impacting the flow of imports, as well as reduced demand for merchandise goods due to the economic downturn, imports within this period hit extreme lows. Thereby, this 22.8% surge in imports is, for the most part, a return to normal import flows, mimicking pre-2020 imports. Total domestic exports for the period January to July of this year amounted to $232.9 million. This was an increase of 5.8%, or $12.8 million when compared to exports for that same period last year.
Funerals must be limited to 1 hour at the cemetery only, with no wakes or repasts allowed. Only 10 people and the priest can be in attendance. These are part of the restrictions in place as a result of the rising numbers of COVID-19 cases. But late this afternoon, Belizeans took to Facebook after an image of a letter from the Ministry of Health and Wellness surfaced, which gave approval for a large wedding tonight at this hour at the Biltmore Plaza in Belize City. News 5 has received a copy. It is dated August 24th, 2021, and addressed to Ted Tejada of the Best Western Plus Belize Biltmore Plaza. It responds to a request made by Tejada for an exemption on a restriction of gatherings for social purposes to host a wedding. Signed by Minister Michelle Shabat, the document grants permission for the wedding, which News 5 understands is hosting up to 100 persons. According to the letter, sufficient evidence has been provided to suggest that all of the expected guests have received at least their first vaccination, and so the approval was given. The letter ends with conditions that everyone should be wearing masks, physically distance, and hand sanitizing. After the break, we'll bring you the story of a family living in their house that collapsed. But first, here's a look at the latest COVID-19 figures.
Digi's got the hottest back-to-school deals. Save big on phones starting as low as $169. Explore the galaxies with the latest Samsung models, like the Samsung A02, A02s, and the A12. Get the latest Apple devices and Amazon Fire tablets. Plus, for every device you purchase, you get $40, $60, or even $100 bonus credit. But that's not all. Every purchase also gets you a chance to win big in Digi's back-to-school raffle for a package valued over $2,000. For more information, visit livedigi.com/back-to-school-deals or visit a Digi store near you.
What does live and let live mean to you?
Live and let live means everyone having the freedom to be themselves.
Live and let live means that I can be a mother and have a career.
It means treating people the way you would want to be treated.
And making sure your business is accessible for all Belizeans.
It means that everyone deserves to be treated with dignity and respect.
It means to love your children no matter what.
It means to support people who face discrimination.
It means that men and women should be treated equally at work.
It means that everyone is able to contribute to building Belize.
It means saying no to all forms of discrimination.
It means love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Live and let live. Respect for all Belizeans.
Smart continues to expand its internet coverage countrywide to help you live a smarter life.
Our villagers are very happy. They are pleased to know that Smart went the extra mile to put a tower in our village so that our villagers can get live streams on their TVs and they can get their kids doing their online classes. I want to say to Smart, thank you for making it possible for us to get internet in Gardenia Village. We really do appreciate it.
Smart continues to take the internet and mobile services to communities across Belize. Now save even more when you bundle your Smart broadband with Smart mobile services. Smart, bringing people together.
The TV you love is always with you, from live TV, sports, and on-demand titles. Choose your plan today. Plans start as low as $15 per month. My TV, entertainment, anytime, anywhere.
I was 17 and in love, and I thought he loved me too. But now I know that a loving partner should not take away your choice of clothes you wear or the music you listen to. He should not take away your purse, car keys, or your phone so that when your family calls, you cannot answer. If your partner is controlling you, it is domestic violence. Call 0800 A Way Out or our cell phone number 672-9628. This message is brought to you by the National Women's Commission in collaboration with Miss Universe Belize with funding from the Engender and Spotlight Project.
Whether it's back to the classroom or back on the tablets, the new school year is almost here. We know you missed seeing the children take center stage in 2020, but now Summerfest is back, pandemic style. Join us on August 27th for a virtual celebration of our talented Belizean children. We'll bring you all the family fun and entertainment right in the comfort of your home. Don't worry, we'll still have fantastic giveaways throughout the live show. All you have to do is follow us on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ. Our annual Kids Talent Show starts at 6:30 a.m. live on 5 and streamed on Facebook and YouTube. Start your school year right with Summerfest 2021.
A Belize City family of 6 is in dire straits after the plycemen wooden structure they call home collapsed with them inside. 60-year-old Margaret McDougall told News 5 that she, her daughter, and 3 grandchildren were inside the house through Belize Alley off King Street when suddenly everything went crashing to the ground on Saturday night. Luckily, no one got hurt. McDougall shared with the reporter Marian Ali how inconvenient life has been since the incident.
60-year-old Margaret McDougall says trying to live in a 2-bedroom house since it collapsed on Saturday night has been like playing a game of hopscotch.
But I try go to the front, because the front part high and the kitchen part low. So I try sleep at the front part. Yeah.
And then when you have to use the kitchen, explain to me how it is that you have to get
well, I use the kitchen none at all. Because I go buy food, I pass through this door here so we broke up, and I try lift up my leg weight and I go inside.
The house, now 20 years old, was a gift from former Albert area representative Marcus Pat. McDougall admits that she has been lax in maintaining the structure over the years, and on Saturday night, under its own weight, the house went crashing to the ground.
I did inside sit down, and after that my daughter in the kitchen cook, and then after I just hear boof, and the house dropped down. But I never jump up because the front piece did the upright. But now when I come downstairs, when I hear this like the snap, I come downstairs and I look, I see this part at the down and this part at the up. But none of them never get hurt, you understand?
But preventing the family from getting hurt is what McDougall is now trying to do, realizing that the structure is unsafe for them to continue to inhabit. But because they have nowhere else to go, they have no choice but to stay there. She hopes that good-hearted people will extend kindness and some assistance.
I need plywood, sail, upright, what next thing there? If they even plywood floor again, you understand?
The family has had to buy food because their kitchen suffered the most damage. Their bathroom is also now unusable and had to be transferred outside. They now shower inside a small, makeshift area secluded only by sheets and curtains. Marian Ali for News 5.
If you would like to help this family, you can contact Margaret McDougall at 630-1177. Roadworks are underway on several portions of the Philip Golson Highway between miles 24.5 and 92. Today, Chief Engineer with the Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing, Lennox Bradley, shared the extent of the improvements with News 5.
And as part of that, we are also upgrading the Remate, that's the Corozal bypass. It's another 11.5 miles. So you have about 62 plus the 11.5 miles that we will be rehabilitating to paved standard right up to the northern border. That is one. We have already completed the Hummingbird Highway and replaced several bridges and converted those into lane to double lanes. We are about to complete the George Price Highway between Roaring Creek and Santa Elena up to the Loma Luz. We completed John Smith, which builds redundancy in our road network. Most of our highways, I could tell you, with the investments that the government of Belize has done, will take care of the highway, will upkeep the highway to a high standard. In fact, it will also allow for heavier loads on our highways because we have increased the design capacity from 8.15 tons to 9, which really helps with cross-border traffic. Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, Guatemala, Belize, Mexico. That's for trade in the future. So highways are really being taken care of. The ministry now with its in-house equipment and personnel are looking at addressing the concerns of villages, of farmers, because our farm roads and our village streets really didn't have the required attention that they ought to have. And so we are focusing on the village streets and farm roads countrywide.
The Ministry of Education has reported that a number of students have dropped out of school due to the challenges brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. While some have not been attending the online classes, primary school students have not been picking up or returning their learning packages. Over at St. John's Vianney Catholic Primary School in Belize City, it was no different. Principal Felix Sutherland says that last year's blended approach to learning was a challenge.
Last year was a game changer. We have tried everything that we know how. We have made mistakes, we have made strides. And so we are hopeful that we will do better this time with the help of all those who can help. The paper base was very challenging in the sense that students did not pick up all their packages. Some picked up all their packages but returned some. So the full residual effect of that, unfortunately we can't say that we get maximum result return for those. The online classes, those who participated, it went well. Unfortunately, majority of our students were unable to benefit from that because of the lack of device and internet connectivity.
So going into this new school year, especially for this, basically this hybrid that is going to continue, how do we address this issue?
We are addressing it in all folds. We voice our concerns to the business community. We beg, we solicit on the part of our students. We try to retool our teachers to better equip them to offer better services. And we will continue to network with those who are willing to provide assistance, meaningful assistance, to the residents of this area and to help in the development of Belize.
But how prepared is St. John Vianney for the safe return to face-to-face, in-class learning when it does start up again?
95% of our teachers are fully vaccinated. Our protocol was in place from last year. We maintained the physical distance, and we retool. If you will, we re-engineer our operating procedure for our COVID protocol. So it's ongoing. We continue to ensure that we have sanitizing consumables, the Clorox, what have you. And so we are, yes, albeit it's expensive, those consumables are expensive, but we will continue to do what we can with our limited resources. And so teachers are able, teachers are willing, thank God. You said that we are looking forward to a face-to-face instruction. Yes, we were looking to face-to-face. However, we were aware that the possibility that it may not be, and so we had our contingency plan in place, and we are working on our contingency plan now. So it wasn't difficult for us to switch back to blended. And so we will embrace the opportunity for what it is. It will be a teachable moment for everyone concerned, and so we look forward to it.
Just ahead, a positive outlook for Belizean agricultural produce. Details when we return.
At Belize Diagnostic Center, we offer FDA-approved PCR testing for COVID-19. Get your results as quickly as 1 hour. Don't risk getting exposed to COVID-19 by going elsewhere. We take appointments, or we can come to your home or office using our concierge service with no additional fees. We have 10 locations countrywide. Call or WhatsApp us at 613-TEST. That is 613-8378 to schedule your test today.
Bundle the fastest, most reliable, unlimited broadband in Belize with your prepaid or postpaid mobile plan or Netflix. You can bundle your broadband with your prepaid and enjoy 50% off all national calls, plus get SMS and data. Paid plans? Then bundle with any speed and pay only $25 extra monthly to enjoy unlimited smart-to-smart calls, plus 500 minutes, plus 6,300 megabytes of data. Stream unlimited HD movies and TV shows with our broadband, plus the Netflix add-on for only $30 monthly, and enjoy streaming on your laptop, TV, phone, or tablet. Visit a smart showroom near you to sign up or upgrade to the bundle that's right for you. Smart, bringing people together.
As one of the largest cable and internet providers in Belize, CBC strives to provide our customers with the highest standards of quality, value, and service in all aspects of cable TV and internet. Monitoring our systems closely, our technicians combine creative planning and state-of-the-art technology with years of experience and training to develop and provide the most reliable and advanced cable and internet service to exceed your expectations. For CBC and our team of talented engineers, technicians, and customer service representatives, delivering less than the very best is never an option.
Great Belize Productions Channel 5, proud winner of 5 Caribbean Media Awards for 2019 and 2020. Best Television News Item, Best Responsible Coverage of Children's Issues, Best Health Education Journalism, Best Television Commercial Spot, and the People's Choice Award, with special mention by the jury in the Best Television News Item category.
Whether it's back to the classroom or back on the tablets, the new school year is almost here. We know you missed seeing the children take center stage in 2020, but now Summerfest is back, pandemic style. Join us on August 27th for a virtual celebration of our talented Belizean children. We'll bring you all the family fun and entertainment right in the comfort of your home. Don't worry, we'll still have fantastic giveaways throughout the live show. All you have to do is follow us on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ. Our annual Kids Talent Show starts at 6:30 a.m. live on 5 and streamed on Facebook and YouTube. Start your school year right with Summerfest 2021.
Vegetable farmers and stakeholders, as well as buyers, wholesalers, and representatives from the government, met today for the National Vegetable Projection Crop Season 2021-2022. The purpose of the meeting was to plan for this year's planting season. The farmers are planning to plant more of certain crops based on high demands this past year. But while those demands have encouraged them to produce more, Minister of Agriculture Jose Abelardo May says sometimes progress brings problems. The balancing act will be between producing just enough and having the proper storage and distribution systems in place.
The farmers had a record year this year. Most, if not all, of the product which was planted was harvested and was sold at reasonable prices. There was very minimal losses. There was a well-controlled system for illegal importation. So the farmers made well this year, and we're happy for that. As a result of that, our extension officers have been in the field collecting data to see what is the farmers' intention this year as we approach the planting season. And we have had interest from farmers. For example, potatoes, we are sure now that potato production right now, they're going to plant 100% more than last year. 100% potatoes, onions, we have 40% increase, carrots 50% increase, lettuce 100% increase, 100% increase cauliflower, and broccoli, and celery. Now, if you look at this on the superficial side, you will say, well, that's good. Everybody wants to produce more. But more production brings challenges, and we have to inform the farmers that while we have a national consumption, it is consumed over a period of time. So the amount that's going to be planted is my concern. One, the consumption per week is my concern. Well, it should be our concern. Storage and distribution is a concern. So what we are telling them is that we are monitoring carefully how well, and they say, well, the normal human reaction, if we did well 2021, we are planning more and do better 2022. It is not necessarily like this when it comes to vegetables and fruits, because they are perishables. We must have the mechanisms in place, the structures in place to store properly and the distribution. So we are, they are now listening and looking at the numbers and are concerned too. So planning is very important here. It's very important. Although there's only so much you can do in staggering, because there's only a window where you can plant.
The government of Belize has responded to concerns raised this week by the Friends for Conservation and Development and their call for an immediate halt of mining operations in the Chiquibull. The FCD asserts that these continue to threaten the headwaters in the area. Today, the Ministries of Sustainable Development and Natural Resources issued a statement saying that a joint inspection was carried out of the area in June. This included government personnel, the FCD, and Boyton Minerals Limited. According to the release, the site visit revealed that several conditions of the environmental compliance plan were not being met. The government says it asked BML to rectify the issues identified and has held follow-up meetings to bring the company back into compliance. GOB says they, quote, take this non-compliance seriously and will be applying the appropriate penalties and fines for these infractions, unquote. They also said that reports of illegal settlements, farming, mining, and development within the Chiquibull Forest persists, and that government continues to take steps to address the long-standing threats and conflicts in the Maya Mountain Massif. The Pan American Health Organization, World Health Organization, has donated 150 emergency health kits to the Belize Red Cross. The item supplies will be given to families that use designated shelters during hurricanes, flooding, or other natural disasters to help prevent the spread of COVID-19. To ensure equitable distribution, PAHO has partnered with the Red Cross, which works closely with the National Emergency Management Organization. According to a release from PAHO, who, during health emergencies and disasters, their objective is to increase health sector resilience. Back-to-school initiatives have been underway as the country prepares for the restart of the new school year. And while face-to-face in-class learning has been pushed back to October, it is not stopping parents from getting ready. But even that has been a challenge with the economic crunch brought on by COVID-19. Today, News 5 headed over to St. John's Vianney Catholic Primary School, where inspirational promotions were giving parents that helping hand by issuing school bags to students.
Over 170 students from St. John Vianney Catholic Primary School will be recipients of school bags to help them as they prepare to return to classes. It is a big help for parents who have been struggling to make ends meet.
It helped me a lot because I do the work right now and I might buy the work.
So they're all yours?
Yeah, all 5 of them.
And each one, and 4 of them to get school bags today, right?
No, only 3 of them because they always want to go to high school, just start high school.
You got 2 more to find stuff for?
Yes, they got to leave boy and nectar.
How has it been, getting ready for school?
I'm not ready yet, so right now, too hard right now for work. So, I'm not ready yet. So only the way make a teacher call me and they tell me don't have work or do home, so that I'm ready because I want to help him. All my kids know, but for sent to school, I'm not ready yet.
Today, 100 of those bags were issued by Inspirational Promotions, a non-profit which has been assisting children in the Forbes Road area with back-to-school haircuts and braiding, as well as school supplies free of cost since 2009.
Due to the COVID, since last year we couldn't be able to deliver the program. We had everything planned. We were able to secure some donation at that time from B&E Charitable Trust, from In the Light Ministries, from some other people that were able to give us some school bags. I'm sorry for not remembering all the names right now. But at that time, we weren't able to give them because the school didn't open. And we decided this year to partner with the schools to see how we could find the kids that are the most needy and to bring them out to the school so that when they receive their school package, they could get it within a school bag.
Some may ask, why backpack? Well, even with the distance learning, The students will need backpack as a way of organizing their work. So for that, we are extremely grateful. And I'm sure that our students will put them to good use.
A graduate of St. John Vianney himself, Stain says that after meeting with the leadership of the institution, he found there is a need for additional support in terms of providing access to internet and electronic devices for the students who attend the school.
We went into the communities to try to see if we could find people that have Wi-Fi to share passwords with the people that don't have so that the kids can connect. That wasn't enough because the kids can't connect if they don't have a device. So right now we're partnering with B&E again and see how we could get some assistance from UNICEF. They said they're going to reach out to other people to see how we could get support, because we want to be able to help the kids, especially from Standard 4, Standard 5, going to Standard 6, so that this transition into high school could be more smoother. The biggest need is to get these kids connected so that they can participate in the classes, so that they're not left behind.
While 100 school bags were issued today, another 75 will be distributed next week. Dwayne Muda for News 5.
Up next, the police department gets some personal protection gear from the U.S. Embassy. But first, here's a weather forecast with data from the Belize Met Service.
Reliable unlimited broadband in Belize with your prepaid or postpaid mobile plan or Netflix. You can bundle your broadband with your prepaid and enjoy 50% off all national calls, plus get SMS and data. Paid plans? Then bundle with any speed and pay only $25 extra monthly to enjoy unlimited smart-to-smart calls, plus 500 minutes, plus 6,300 megabytes of data. Stream unlimited HD movies and TV shows with our broadband, plus the Netflix add-on for only $30 monthly, and enjoy streaming on your laptop, TV, phone, or tablet. Visit a smart showroom near you to sign up or upgrade to the bundle that's right for you. Smart, bringing people together.
The hurricane season is here. Are you prepared? Get the essentials you need to stay safe this hurricane season, such as plywood, tarp and rope, first aid kit, rubber boots, raincoats and rain ponchos, generator, portable radio and batteries, flashlight and kerosene lanterns. Weather the storm with these products and more from Benny's. Quality and savings.
The U.S. Embassy made a significant donation of PPEs to the Belize Police Department this morning during a brief handing over ceremony in Belmopan. Those items, along with several vehicles, come at a critical time for the department as it continues to fight crime amid the COVID-19 pandemic. On hand to receive the donation was Minister of Home Affairs Karim Musa and Commissioner of Police Chester Williams. Representing the U.S. government was Acting Deputy Chief of Mission Andy Derament. Here's News 5's Isani Cayetano.
A donation of personal protective equipment as well as 3 off-road capable vehicles was made to the Belize Police Department this morning. The contribution, part of the Central American Regional Security Initiative, CARSI, comes from the U.S. Embassy and will ensure that frontline workers are protected on the job.
This comes at a really important time as we've seen the 3rd wave here in Belize with COVID infections, and it's going to help keep frontline workers like the police safe and healthier, and so we're really proud to do our part as the U.S. Embassy. In terms of our ATV and UTV donation, that's worth 30,000 USD, and it's really going to help the police and others get to remote areas that are normally harder to get to track down narco traffickers and others doing illicit activities.
At an approximate value of $120,000, the assistance reinforces the commitment between the United States and Belize in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic and to further strengthen the relationship between both countries.
Every 3 minutes, an officer encounters a member of the public, and so they must at all times ensure that they are protecting themselves as well as that member of the public that they are interacting with. And so the PPEs is certainly a welcome donation, especially at this time when we have the Delta variant and the surges with the Delta variant.
COVID is already affecting our ranks. Presently we have about 20 officers who are positive, and we have about 50 officers in quarantine. So we're seeing that our numbers are going up again where COVID is concerned. And so I must say that this donation came very timely in the sense that we will be able to better equip our officers to be able to confront the fight against COVID, as well as to discharge their duties on a daily basis without having to worry too much about contracting the COVID-19 virus, because they would have the relevant protective equipment to ensure that they can go home safely to their families.
The donation of all-terrain vehicles will assist the department in carrying out law enforcement operations in far-flung areas, particularly in the fight against transnational criminal organizations.
In terms of the other equipments, the UTVs and the ATVs, those two vehicular resources will go a long way in our response to incidents across the country, particularly in remote areas where we would have difficulties using vehicles. These equipments will surely get us to those locations in a more quicker and expedient manner, and so we're grateful for these UTVs and ATVs as well.
Reporting for News 5, I am Asani Cayetano.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.